All right, and hearty shout out to Rabyd Nation. Welcome, one and all. Whether you're a paid for citizen or whether you are someone who is just subscribed and just walking around as a tourist, or whether or not you're just looking across the border, wondering whether or not to join such a wonderful nation as the Rabyd Nation, welcome, one and all. Welcome, one and all. Yeah, not just you. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm running a new intro. I think Earl's going to make it a little bit longer, and I'll have to talk to her about the music too at some point because I just got a notification. Um, and the only music I played from her yesterday was the intro. But welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Rabyd Atheist. I'm your host, Ed Rabyd, a former pastor, turned atheist, now compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, one and all. Today's topic, it's a wild card Tuesday. It could be a random topic of any kind. So today I want to talk about something that I was researching this weekend before the Filbert thing happened, and I had to deal with that yesterday. I was going to actually do this thing yesterday. But I've been looking at the atheist community and trying to be very serious and reflective upon myself. And so I'm going to talk about the problem with atheist pastors. And that's a very clickbaity title. I get it, but it's YouTube. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Let's see. Before I get to that, though, there are some announcements. There is a goal in chat. If we reach that goal, I will wear whatever hat has been chosen by the poll. That's my low-key way of raising money for my channel, while at the same time having a little bit of fun with it. So everybody, that's there. The Discord link for the Fluffle Fangs is in the description. The other announcement I had, I couldn't play Earl's intermission yesterday because there was some technical issues with StreamYard. I have fixed those. So when we hit intermission time, we will get her new intermission video for me, and we'll play that. And I can say it's funny. It is funny. So let's see. Before we get into the topic today, let's get a roll call. Blossom is here. And Blossom, you are so on point as far as the topic today. Great move. Anonymous is here. The elder gods have blessed us with their emissary. Faye is here. Dragon Rider is here. Michael is here. Vixendo is here. Welcome, Vixendo. One of my new citizens, apparently. Yeah, Cranky makes a lot of citizens by compulsion. So there you go. Let's get into the topic. What am I talking about? This has actually been like a moment of self-reflection for me, because I was looking into religious residue, the stuff that still clings to us when we leave our faith. I know everybody in the audience isn't a person who's just left the faith, but I focus heavily on deconversion on this channel because it's something that I've experienced. And so my issue was, okay, how, for me personally, I said, well, I can sit here and call down condemnation on the community all I want for having this religious residue, or I could take a look at myself and see how I'm doing things, how I'm engaged in responses and things like that. And so how am I conducting myself as a former minister who's moved into the influencer space on YouTube? How am I doing that? So yeah, there's that issue too, because I'm going to be talking about that a little bit too, because the whole spirituality issue all wraps up into this thing too. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being amazing. Hail Satan. Okay. All right. Yeah, a few Satanists around here. That's fine. As long as you're not forcing me to be a Satanist, I'm good. But this whole element, and rather than be unfair to everybody else and blast the community like some have done and try to decide who's a real atheist and who isn't based on some sort of predetermined residue standard, Ed decided to look at himself. He decided to, have other things like AI and a whole bunch analyze my content. Actually, AI has a very valuable tool in analyzing things if you know the right questions to ask, and you have to train it a little bit. It does tend to kiss your ass, so you have to kind of get it to stop doing that. Um, but doing research, looking at my content. Okay, the reason I pulled the Bible studies is not so much I don't want to do Bible studies; I still want to do them, but I want to pull them for now because I think I need to change the method a little bit of how I do them. So I'm not reflecting this atheist pastor mindset. Now, what do I mean by an atheist pastor? I mean somebody who has deconverted, left the ministry. They get into YouTube or some other social media expression. They become influencers, but the only thing that's really changed in the way that they do business is they've dropped the theology for the most part. Okay. But the way that they do business is still very pastor like, and the pastor role is very influenced by religion. It is very much very focused by religion. Now I'm going to give you some things to think about, give you some talking points to go with here, but like there's still in pastors like this authority type residue. Um, we get on, I get on YouTube. I'm trying to be more of a podcast and not so much preaching every week. Um, I'm not here to mediate your disputes. Like there's this authority thing, like don't come to me to mediate your disputes. Go fix it yourself. Okay, kind of thing. Being the final word, being treated like the wise person in the room. Which, if you earn that title, that's fine. If you expect it, it's not fine. There's still a patriarchal issue with a lot of content creators. Um, Now, that may very well be because there's not a lot of female pastors to begin with that convert and move into this sphere. So it's not like it might just be a population demographic thing because you see so many of these guys that are male out there telling people how to live, kind of thing. I do see this one thing, though, with the patriarchal residue in the community. I've been watching a lot of live streams lately, and I have to give a word to the gentleman a little bit. um, there is this still element among people where ladies in when they're in like a group chat or a group stream, there tends to be a little bit of over talking the women still. I used to see this in the church all the time. There'd be, um, when I had a council in my last church, I had like four men and three women, but the women were always getting over talked by the men. Like the men would take over the conversation and over talk them. And just a caution, like, just gentlemen, just make sure you're listening. Okay, just make sure you're listening. I have observed that every once in a while, not all the time. Some communities are really good. Um, we really tongue in cheek the thing of Fangs. I hope that's a good counter to the next problem, which is like this idea of having a flock, and what are safe and versus dangerous ideas, that kind of thing. All ideas should be able to talk about. I think I see a lot of this what's real atheism, what's real good morality, all that jazz in some content creators that are former ministers. I'm not going to name any names. That's not my point. I just want people to be self-reflective. The gatekeeping about what real atheism is, which is weird because it's like, why are we talking about this if atheism isn't a worldview kind of thing? Let's see, like this moral absolutism. Good atheists do X, bad atheists don't do that. Don't know if I see that as much. Uh, I've tried to get over one of the other aspects of male-centered narrative by that's one of the reasons I had Earl on to talk about feminism instead of me talking about it. I'm there to be educated, um, that sort of thing. Um, I'm gonna say it, and I'll probably get backlash for this, but I think the very aggressive debate culture is kind of a residue where you're kind of having these kind of pastor types, these leader types, um, go after each other. And I don't know if it's about this. Like, I wasn't aware that we had denominations of atheism, but it sure fucking feels like it sometimes. Disagreement is not a threat. Okay, but a lot of things in church are like disagreement is a threat. If somebody disagrees with me, it's a threat to me. And I'm trying to get over that. Like, just because somebody disagrees with me doesn't mean it's a threat to me personally. I'm not on the throne. I'm not behind the pulpit anymore. Everybody has a right to disagree with me, kind of thing. And when you're a pastor, you spend a lot of time. I got to go out there and save people. I got to guide people out of error, and just get people feeling so responsible for everybody's well-being. Now I move, like you see a lot of pastors, I got to try to save people. I am an anti-theist. I think we'd be better off, but I understand why people keep their religion, so I don't beat that drum as heavy. But I'm not trying to save people from their religion. I'm just trying to get them to see it for themselves. Like, I'm not preaching an atheist evangelical message, or at least I don't think I am, and I need to reevaluate that. And there's also the pulpit residue that people talk about with pastors. Like, you have this, how can I put it? There's a cadence to preaching. There's a method to preaching that's designed to be persuasive based on emotion. And that's the real trick of persuasion. People don't often get persuaded by reasoning. They get persuaded by their emotions. And the trick is to be evidentially based, be based in, good sound reason, and yet find a way to hook into people's emotions so that they actually consider it. So yes. So there, that's what you have it. So, spirit. Yeah. Like, Blossom brought up the issue of why I canceled my Bible studies. I'm not so much saying that the Bible studies are gone forever, but I want to reevaluate a method of doing a Bible study where I am just a guy that's dispensing knowledge, not necessarily trying to persuade everybody that the Bible is bad. Okay. Like, I want you to come to that conclusion on your own, but I don't want to do it in such a way where I'm forcing the issue. The problem with the way pastors do Bible studies is they're still like the biblical authority in the room, and you got to see it their way, or it's not right. And I don't want to be that. And I want to make sure that I'm not doing that before I recontinue those. I also want to see if there's a different way I can do a Bible study where it's more me presenting evidence and looking at that kind of thing, instead of just saying this is the way it is, kind of thing. And I don't want to be that. I'm deliberately trying to move to a different way of doing things, because my ministry degree, my years of experience in the pulpit, you might miss some things that are actually very religious in notion and how you do things. But the yearning for spirituality is still odd to me too, because that's part and parcel with the atheist pastors trying to find some sort of spirituality to tap into. I tend to agree with Shannon Q on this. It's a term we don't need. It's a useless term. It's a religious term. I just don't think we need it. I think if you want to talk about the human experience, you can do that with other words besides spirituality. But spirituality to me is a very religious word, and it's like a broad umbrella that you can throw a bunch of shit under that umbrella. Like, so there's that aspect of it. But my whole point right now is I'm reevaluating how I do things. Okay, so the Rabyd Atheist was due for some minor adjustments and course corrections here over the next couple of months anyway. The whole Filbert thing and the whole NanoCon thing has just it's kind of heightened my awareness of the need to do stuff for myself to make sure that I'm on level. It's just me being self-reflective, but I'm also a guy who's out there watching other content creators. And like, I know that guy was an ex-pastor and he's still doing pastor shit, because I recognize it as an ex-pastor, and there's not a change there. And that's kind of my concern. A Christian deacon that's gone through pagan. I can want to be sure that it's overtaken because it's a woman. get over talking regardless. Yeah, I know the issue, but I watched a couple of streams where certain ladies were trying to get in a point, and they would start, and another person would overtalk them, and the other person would overtake them. And part of the problem too, Blossom, in church, women start to get into this submissive mindset, so that when a guy does overtalk them, they accept it, like they just accept it. So it's particularly evident, like if you know that this woman has come out of a religious background, making sure she gets her voice in is not a bad idea. Like it's just not a bad idea. Oh, I'm not sure every instance is either. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm just asking everybody for this is all about awareness today. I'm just making everybody aware that a problem exists. Okay, and then we can talk about solutions as we go forward, because there's no easy answer to this problem. That's why the burn it all down crowd doesn't appeal to me. Okay, so hey, Team Nancy. Oh, anybody else come in? Victor, you are an alien. Okay, Victor. Hey, BS. Have you ever considered a spiritual interpretation of the Bible? Yeah, I have done that, BS. The issue the issue with doing Bible studies that way is, like, you can go into how the original people that read it would have viewed it and how they would have used it. That's very much evidentially based kind of thing that you can look at. The problem is, it's kind of like whenever we hear like apologists use the criterion of embarrassment, that we don't know what would really have embarrassed people in a culture. We kind of don't know all the time how they would use it spiritually. And I would rather stick to the original hearers than anybody else. I mean, you can also delve in, oh, how is this used today? Okay, and give examples, but yes. So, and speaking has been noticeable that a woman's voice is an opinion, and a man seems like he has the right to put a patriarchal. Yeah, Vixen, absolutely. Like, I'm not saying, I think it's gotten better in the atheist sphere than it used to be, but we need to realize that some men and women are still coming out of their religion. And there's this train, like I used to see it all the time as a pastor when I'd have board meetings, like at my last church. I've mentioned this before. I had routinely three, sometimes even four women on a council of seven. And even when they had the majority, the men would overtalk them. Okay. And it's like, but the women would also accept it because it's just a cultural norm inside the church where they get overtalked, and they just kind of, okay, I'm going to shut up now because I'm supposed to keep silent in the church because that's what the Bible says. Like, and so I'm going to keep silent now, even though I was talking before. And that residue comes over, like it's trained into you. It's your psychology, your brain is kind of trained to just do that. And so when they move into the secular sphere, you still have guys who are in charge of things, now influencers, still over talking people because it's not that they mean to do it. It's sometimes just, you got to be aware of it. And all I'm asking is people to be a little bit more aware of it. Like, I've seen a lot, like atheism tends to be a sausage fest anyway. Like the last statistics I saw is like, it's pretty heavily male dominated still. And so you gotta open it up to the ladies, because I think a lot of times women don't come into atheism because they just feel like it's the same. So, and it's based on their experience. So, BS is your pastor. Okay. Robin, I could talk about your choices, but it's up to you. There you go. Oh man, I don't think echo chambers play a factor. We're stuck in our own little circular buzz. I mean, driven by algorithms. The moment a disagreeable view shows up, we get angry and lash out. Yeah, that's also true. Like it doesn't help. The social media algorithms don't help because they're always putting you with people that agree with you. Um, and I really wish they didn't do that. Like, I think that's one of the things that algorithms piss me off with. You have to deliberately like search for things that disagree with you to find them. Like it's very, very interesting how that's done. And it's one thing that is a problem. But I think also when you do find somebody that disagrees with you, how do you react to that? Like, how do you react to that? So, yes, it is very challenging to remain compassionate. Like, that's why I say I'm a compassionate anti-theist, because I remember what it's like to be that. And I understand the psychology of that because I keep studying it a little bit better than most. And it's understandable why people are religious. I just don't think religion does us any good anymore. Like, it's more of how does that work again? How does that help us again now? And that's more my way of approaching it. So, hey, Josh, hop in to say hello. Here's one for the hat. All right. All right. Yeah, it's bad. Hey, Mohammed. I always like it when you come by because I just don't know what you're saying. It just, I don't know if you're gonna help with the discussion today. So let's see. What can I do with you? Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk sense, you can come back tomorrow. So come back tomorrow. Yeah, see you again. Ouchie. Yeah. I'm sorry, BS. I don't think you'd make a good pastor. I mean, unless you want to be the devious kind. Like, if you want to be the huckster, I think you could pull that off. Because you know the game well enough now from criticizing it. You could know how to make it work. But yeah. It's a nice planet you landed on. Okay. Don't engage the humans. If you want to keep that perspective, it's a nice planet. Don't engage the humans. Don't seem to show me crap I don't agree with since this last year. My time was, yeah, it's pure rage bait. Like, I've noticed that people can get this response as well. Like, when you hit the algorithm and it's like you're getting people that agree with you, but sometimes you just get people that you disagree with you all the time. Like, my atheist page on Facebook, I'm getting creationists, I'm getting flat earthers. Like, my whole feed is filled with the opposite of what I'm about. And I have to, so uh, yeah, I mean, you have to applaud him for completely missing the topic. You were sent to Earth to entertain the basketball fans. Okay, good luck. But yeah, so my own reflection on this is why the Bible studies were canceled, and I didn't say permanently. It's going to be temporary. I just want to reevaluate how to do them without being like this emotional authority to the whole thing. Like, because that's the whole pastor gig. The whole pastor gig is emotional authority. People accept your authority. If you say something, it's automatically treated as law in many churches, even if they say, oh, we got a congregational government, we rule here, the congregation rules. If the pastor says something, usually, and they've gotten to a point where people trust them, they'll take what the pastor says before what the group says every time. I experienced this a lot in the congregational church I was a part of, as a pastor of. You also, like, you still have this element of doing a Bible in such a way that it's an academic exercise. So it's a question of how you're doing it. So yeah, well, I run with a basic definition, Shadow, that you have these pastors that leave the ministry, leave the faith. They go into some sort of influencer role, and they're still using all the methods that they used to do as a pastor. They've just dropped the theology. Like, okay, if that makes any sense. Like, there's a group of people out there on YouTube that are ex-pastors like myself, and I see it, I guess, probably more than most, but they're still pastoring. They just are atheists. Like, they've dropped the theology, they've dropped the God stuff, but they're still out there acting like they're the moral authority. They're still like, this is good atheism, this is bad atheism, this is good morality, this is bad morality. It's like, it's not a discussion item to them. It's more of a, this is what I've come to the conclusion, and this is how I'm going to run my community kind of thing. So, so there you go. So there you go. That's kind of what I'm running with. Like, that definition is subject to change if somebody wants to give me some information or some ideas. But to me, there's just like, you're still doing the same thing. You still have a congregation, you still have a flock, you're still considered the authority. People still look up to you as this figure of spiritual authority, if I want to use the word spiritual, but we don't have any of the theology anymore. So that's kind of the way it is. So something to be apostate of. It's such a grandiose word. Yes. Hey, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I don't know. Emotional authority. I don't know. I'm probably worse. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going. Like, if you wanted to do it that way, yes. Like, you're still preaching, you're still playing the authoritative role, but you're not using the Bible necessarily, other than you may use the Bible as an anti-holy book. Like, I've seen people, like, that's my issue with the Bible studies, is like, am I just using this Bible to prove my point as an atheist, or is there something to be looked at here and how that's done and laying out my case? One of the big things I think I can do to get over this is I've created a rule now. Okay, have I shown the evidential chain? Like, I've shown, here's the text, here's its claim of this text. Have I truly, genuinely shown the evidential claim of how this is not working, and then come to a better verdict? Like, that's the evidential chain is kind of the way you protect yourself from being this kind of pastory role where people just take your word for things, like, just trust me, bro. The trust me, bro needs to go away. Like, I, I don't want people to just trust me. Okay, just like, here's what I'm saying. Here's the evidence of what I'm saying. You evaluate it for yourself. That's kind of where I'm going. So, yeah. So, and oh, welcome, Mike. By the way, I saw you gave me, I guess, my emotional authority is. That's 3 out of 5. 2 away. Humans are a lot lazier than you remember. Okay, there you go, Victor. See, Victor, you have my type of humor. That's why you're still here. uh, uh, that's a good question. See, the Clergy Project, who I am a graduate of the Clergy Project, so I was like 1004 or something. I don't know where they're at today, but they had just broken 1,000, and I was like 1004 or 5, somewhere in there. They estimate that probably based on their own, like, when people contact them, they kind of estimate, well, you might think there's like the same as the population is atheists, like 5% in the United States, but they estimate it's probably higher. It's probably more like 20%, because some pastors actually study the Bible, and it leads to a lot of problems. So there's that aspect of it. I don't know how many exactly, but a lot of these people that they go through the Clergy Project, they disappear altogether. Like, once they're done with the Clergy Project and they're out, they don't go into influencing. They don't go into. They just go on with their life. They go get a different job, get a, and they go on with their life, which I really wish I could do that. Okay, I really wish. There's something inside me that doesn't allow me to just do that. So. Just maybe don't preach. Yeah, that's kind of more my speed there, Michael. Oh, yeah, that's probably true. You have to give back the free toaster back when you leave. No. Oh, that's great, Jackie. Welcome, Jackie. But yeah, like, no, you don't have to give anything back. No, but I don't know. I'm concerned for myself more than anything, because I've always wanted to make sure that we're evidentially based here at the Rabyd Atheist while we have a good time doing it. I want to make sure that, I'm not doing the trust me, bro thing. Like, I think that needs to go. That's a big part of being in the ministry is a pastor says something and people just take it at face value, and you shouldn't. Okay, you shouldn't. So I don't know if there's a clergy PhD from Clergy Project, but the Clergy Project, see, this is why there's another reason I got involved in all this stuff that's been going on this weekend and last week. because one of the targets of certain opposition groups is the Clergy Project and Recovery from Religion. They think that it's all part of this grand, glorious conspiracy to cover up something. And it's like, I benefited from both of those, and I didn't see any grand, glorious conspiracy when I went through either one of them. So it's like you got to get past that. And so it's like, no, I don't see that how these are part of this. So, and that's another, like, I find this whole battle very religious too. Like there's like this good atheism versus bad atheism. This community is horrible and this community is good. And it's like, have we learned nothing from our denominational religious days? Have we learned nothing? And so, yes. Hey, Robert, how you doing, man? See, there's a good chunk of good people here tonight. I'm missing a couple, but I kind of expected that. But yeah, Tibet hasn't been what it used to be since China took over back in my days. Oh, you're going Buddhist? Yeah, Buddhism is interesting because I've had Buddhists on here, and I asked them about their belief in a personal God, and they don't have one. Okay, like, okay. They don't really. Some of them don't have that belief. It's really a spiritual thing. Yes, atheism also. Atheism isn't really a thing. Yes, yes, that's true too. Yes, here I am, the rabid atheist. The rabid atheist. And I don't have any problem with that moniker because, quite frankly, atheist is just a placeholder to me. Like, you don't believe in gods. The problem is everybody else wants to make it something else. And it's not a worldview, but we're going to defend our atheism. So, okay. But I'm still going to defend atheists. I'm still going to do the things I do. I want to think so. Yeah, it's a kind of a non thing. So it's other people who make it a thing, and then you have to kind of tell them it's not a thing. Like that's the struggle with defending, like, normalizing atheism is about correcting people's misinformation about what atheism is 99% of the time. Like that's what it is. Like it's just correcting people's misconceptions of it. And that's most of the time when I'm doing like pushback about atheism, that's what it is. It's like, quit defining it that way. Don't do it that way. So it's like, you're pouring a lot of stuff on the atheism Sunday that don't belong there. Like, like, it's just it's just, that's usually what I do when I talk about normalizing atheism. I'm trying to get back to it's just an identifier. Like you just need to get over this worldview bullshit. So I'm just using an analogy, Blossom. Like it feels very denominational like to me because I used to be in those denom fights all the time. But it's like, yeah, do you have the correct political views to be an atheist on an atheist group? That has been a problem in the past. Like some of the atheist associations have come under fire. Are you for atheists, or should we add the word conservative atheist, or should we add the word libertarian atheist, or should we add the word Democrat atheist or liberal atheist? Because is your association about atheism, or is it association about all this other stuff plus atheism? Like that has been a concern. But then again, if you just made it on atheism, I'm not sure how big of a group you would have. Why do I need that? Yeah. But yeah. To God claims. But yeah, like that's kind of what we're dealing with. And the reason I'm concerned about atheist pastors too is because how people react to certain people. I've seen comments in some of these folks' thing that is just like utterly devotion, very much like congregants in my church used to be devoted to me. Like, You're so awesome and wonderful. I like to listen to everything you say. And you just told me you don't evaluate anything I say with even a cent's worth of skepticism. Okay. Like you need to do the skepticism with me too. Like I'm not here to be this thing, you know, yeah, if you're skeptical of what I say, go be skeptical. And if you come back with something, I'll probably, I'm always good for new information. That's what's bothered me so much about this whole situation is like I've openly said, give me the evidence. And then they present to me this whole playlist of supposed evidence. I said, oh, well, if this is evidence, then why haven't you presented this to the DA? And it's because they realize it's not high quality. So yeah, yeah, it's also bad. Yeah, like it's not. I get what you're saying, but like that's also bad. Like, and the problem is religion tends to reinforce that thing too, like by its nature. And if we carry that over with us, it's just another reinforcer. So you only blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Well, you are going to hell. This non-existent place of eternal burning. See, I will say this for Fangsology, Jacqueline. If you're a follower of Fangs, there is no hell. We promise no afterlife whatsoever. So, I don't have that problem. So, give you off topic. Yes, you're safe. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, what would we be without evidences? Yes. The problem is, in general, they absolutely refuse to consider as a valid rebuttal. Yeah, I know. But yeah, like there's just an element to all of us. Like people ask me if there's certain attitudes that people carry. Oh yeah, they're still judgmental as hell. They're still, they're still trying to define what is morally right and wrong outside of community. Like, morality is all about interaction between humans. And so you want to make sure that that's what's going on. So yeah, Mike, it's like, you can't do that. From my understanding, the essential time of Fangs is the originally defined areas of doubt and uncertainty. Yes. Yes. Oh man, I've had more fun with Fangs because it's such a great satire of religion as a whole. Like just make up a deity and put dogma behind it. But I can't promise because Fangs is an atheist deity. He tends to follow the fact that there's like no afterlife. Actually, Fangs gets the wonderful joy of being quote unquote immortal in the sense that he continues to live longer, but than any of the rest of us. He'll go on after we're all long dead. Um, so there you go. Yeah, so that's what you say. Yes, yeah. Hell is a paradise for angels made of fire. Yes. Yeah, what's so great about the morality from the church when the daycare? Yeah, like you learn better morality in the playground than you learn at church, to be honest. Like how to deal with other kids. You learn better morality there. So yeah, that's kind of very, very true. Like I've seen, like you get these debates on the morality of the Bible, and it's like, um, it's like really you want to hold this up as objective morality, really, and it's like I think it's that kind of points out that everybody has this conscience of what good morality is. It's a question of whether you're going to feed it or not, whether you're going to really be a person that considers yourself and others in relationship and what's best for everybody. Um, that that right there doesn't require a Bible. It doesn't require any objective morality whatsoever. In fact, subjective morality would be better, so you can change it if you find out you're wrong. So even when I was a Christian, I didn't believe in. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some Christian groups don't, but there are many that do. I get them every once in a while. You're going to hell, Mr. Rabyd Atheist. You are going to hell. is going to happen to you. You're just a complete waste of time, and God is going to send you to hell. And at that point, I'm like, no. I mean, this is maybe I'm just making a connection here right now to the atheist pastor. Like, I see sometimes the atheist pastors when they realize they don't have like the carrot and stick anymore of a heaven and hell, they use other methods that are very similar. Like they make up like, oh, you're just a bad person, and you should be, like there becomes this now, okay, living heaven and hell that they create. Like if you don't stop this, you're going to end up in this living hell that you deserve. Um, so like they still do the kind of carrot and stick, but they just put it into the real world. Like, and it's like, no, like, no, I'm not going to accept that. I don't know where aliens go. I haven't talked, we don't have official Fangs lore, but I would assume they go the same place that humans go, which is nowhere. Like, so, yeah, hell is only for those who think there's an afterlife, and for those who think they have a soul. Yeah, I don't doubt that in a bit. Like, it's one of those things where I heard Aaron Ra talk about this. I listened to his video on hell. He was addressing some comments, and he's so right, though. One of the things that deconverting people have trouble with when they leave a very fire and brimstone element is they still have this fear of hell. I've known people that have testified on this channel over 6 years. Yeah, I still have dreams about burning in hell. Like it's that indoctrinated into you. And so you have to deal with the doctrine of hell because people, they get traumatized by it so hard, especially when you grow up when you're a kid. And yeah, you got to change it. So, and there she is, the lovely, wonderful, beautiful, smart, intelligent, I killed Earl, the lap in which our Lord naps. One of the smartest women I know. Ike. And I'm about to go to a break, and I'm going to get to show off one of Ike's new thingies. And she's standing in the corner with her hands in front of her, hopping up and down. Please like my stuff. I'm so excited. So, yes. Yes. So, no soul ever lost. Yeah. See, I had to correct my understanding of Buddhism, Vixen, because of that. Like, I talked to some Buddhists, and I'm like, okay, they don't necessarily believe. So, it's facts. Okay. All right. Well, seeing that I am at about break time, and I wanted to make sure Earl was here to premiere my new intermission. I'm going to do that right now so I can take a quick break. And hopefully all of you enjoy this. If you're a part of the Discord, you've already seen this. But if you're not, this will be new material to you. And so I think debuted on the channel today, right now, is the new intermission. So I'm going to play that for you and go take my break. I've already seen it 100 times and laughed at it every time. So here we go. All right. That was outstanding, Earl. Many, many head pats. All of that jazz. Very well done. Thank you so much. I still giggle. Oh, there we go. Yep, there we go. There we go. Yes, she's a middle child in desperate need of head pats. So that's a fever dream. Standing ovation. See, there you go, Earl. Standing ovations. People loved it. I want you to see my thing and approve of me, and we do. That was beautiful. It wasn't Lou. Be careful where you rub it, okay? Oh, Fangs probably got a surprise, so there you go. All right. And take your bow, Earl. Take your absolute bow. That was beautiful. Beautiful stuff. I laughed the first time I saw it so hard. Atheist priests, pastors. Well, I've been talking about, mostly it's been a self-reflective thing, Bren, for me, because it's about like how much residue I've taken from being a pastor and how I still do things. And I just noticed this I just have to make some changes in how I do things, and I'm kind of reevaluating how I do things. I'm coming up with some tests for my content so that I avoid the trap of some of the pastoral things where people leave the ministry and head into the atheist YouTube sphere and become influencers, and they're still doing the same shit they always did. They just got rid of the theology. So, oh, look at this. The older gods have made more of you citizens. So there you go. Secular Sky, Leophus, Eric Seisel, Mark 5757, Eric Gonzalez, Logical Exodus, Hard Determinist, RH Gabs, Friar Pablo, and 13 Amandia 13. Welcome to citizenship in the Rabyd Nation, whether you wanted one or not. And thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a bunch. Yes. Yay, conscription. Yes. And Michael dodged again. Yes. Good. Good for them. They can enjoy it. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, I was talking to Dr. Kip yesterday. Like he has this problem everywhere he goes. So yeah, like he has poor Kip Davis. This has this problem. This is not just our channel, by the way, so it's everybody's channel he goes to. Like and it's his primary account. Like he should be able to receive like a membership, but he never gets one. And so it's like, I know, Jackie, I know. See, you missed too. That's sad for me. So there you go. There you go. Oh, there you go. Yep. There you go. Okay. Priasa, hilarious. There you go. See, there you go. But yes, like Kip, poor Kip, like he's complained about this actually for several months. Like everywhere he goes, he never gets a gifted membership. He's like, I don't know. Maybe Fangs is really in his life. So, oh, he said he has turned them on for his channel. You miss Baby Fangs? Oh, there's no need to miss Baby Fangs. Come on. I got to remove that and then put it back on. There you go. There you go. I mean, I know you want him as an emoji, but there you go. We can still give you Baby Fangs this way. Like, we can do that. So, doesn't need one by definition. Yes. There we go. See, Baby Fangs. Baby Fangs. It's one of the great things about this channel. If you become a member of this channel, you get to use the Baby Fangs emoji. What could be better than that? That's worth the whole price of a membership right there. There you go. There's my shameless self-plug. Oh, but getting so Bren's caught up. But yeah, like a lot of residue carries over when pastors do this kind of thing. Like they head into the YouTube sphere to be influencers, and they just go into it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I certainly agree. Yeah. Um, well, mostly it's like I guess I could sum it all up, Bren, in the simple idea that a lot of former pastor who turn like atheist YouTube influences or do other kinds of work like that, there's still like the trust me, bro, if I say it kind of thing. Like there's that authoritative residue where we kind of speak and we just expect people to trust us based on who we are. Like the pastor priest moniker, when people have it inside the church, like that's, you will hear people talk about pastors and priests as if they're infallible, like they're connected to God, so therefore they get a pass when they say just outlandish shit. You've seen it on YouTube where they've sent out all that shit, and people trusted them because they just said it. And sometimes that goes into the atheist space where people just talk and they're just expected to be taken as the authority without providing any evidence that what they're saying is true. There's kind of a dispenser of wisdom complex that ex-pastors can still have. Like I'm trying to tell you that this is the way to do it. And I notice it probably more because I'm a yeah, you speak it, you expect it to be so. Okay, like that's a very good way to put it, Earl. Like there's this, this person has a big influence over a group of people that they built and gathered. You might say their congregation. And when they say something, nobody ever questions some of the things that they say. And I'm trying to find a way where, for me, it's like I've got to have the evidential chain in my content. Like I have to have this, okay, here's the claim I'm making. Like I'm about to make this statement. Okay, what evidence do I have behind that backs up that claim that I'm about to say, so the people that can come to a verdict on their own, not relying on me, but relying on the evidence that I present instead. Like this is a lot of mistakes. Like we've seen this with we see this with a lot of people like get PhDs. Like I'll use Habermas as a good example. I really feel like Habermas, because he has a PhD, you see this in Frank Turek, you see this in a lot of apologists, where they have the degree and they automatically think that they can speak on any subject and people should just trust them. And they get this head, I've got a PhD, so I can't be wrong, like, or I have a low probability of being wrong on anything. And some ministers, ex-ministers, go into the YouTube space, they drop the theology, but they inadvertently still keep doing the same thing. Like if I say something, I don't have to provide the evidential chain. It's just trust me, bro. So it's kind of, you still have people have that. My whole thing with this is I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Okay. I do not want that in my content. I want to make sure I have an evidential chain. I'm like in the process of creating rules for myself that when I say something, okay, do I have a backup? Because I'm getting ready to do more video content. And I want to make sure when I do my video content, I follow this analysis where I'm not like, I want to show the evidential chain. I want to make sure that what I'm saying is backed up by stuff other than, I don't want it to be my own personal authority or my own educational authority. I want it to be data-based, information driven, and stay on that lane. So there you have it. Yeah, like it's hard to get the preacher out of the atheist. I mean, I know you're joking, but there's a reality there. Like it's once you like I did ministry for 30 years. I was a senior pastor for 20 of those years. And so it's like it's hard for me to stop doing that. Like just saying something like being the purveyor of wisdom, being the purveyor of just trust me, bro. Like, that's very hard for me. It's because I've been trained and molded in that way. And you're having fun, Michael, but there's a real powerful truth to what you just said. Yeah, I mean, I'm set free, but it's like I don't know. I mean, you see that character in fiction that gets set free, but they still feel like the manacles around the wrist and the way they act towards other characters. It's still like they have the slave mindset. And you can be set free of being in the ministry, but you still have the ministry shackles, so to speak, the imaginary shackles, and they still affect you. So you have that problem too. I don't know if you're insufferable. Well, yeah, I mean, there's an ivory tower syndrome to it too. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying you're making a joke, but there's a serious point behind that joke. I think so, because you're submitting to something. I mean, I suppose you could argue a dom sub relationship, I guess, but there is a slave ideology to it because you either embrace the ideology, and some religions are more strong than others, of course. But like if you're in a fundamentalist Christian background, there's a lot of you believe this or else kind of thing. And how is that not a slave mentality? Like there's a slave ideology to it that you have to break free from. It's why I'm still an anti-theist, because I think, to me though, I'm trying to convince people to realize that they have the key in their hand to their own shackles. Like, and part of the process, when good deconversion happens, you realize the keys in your hand and you unhook the shackles yourself. Like, I don't want to be the savior. Okay, be your own savior if you're going to be a savior. But yes, yeah, I mean, literally, that's a song. Jackie, have you sung as a trust and obey? For there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. Like, there's hymns about this shit. Okay, I'll try not to sing anymore. But yeah, like it's there. I mean, you want to be a slave ideology because it saves you a lot of work, and I think that's why these pastors that leave the ministry and then go into the influencing sphere, they want a method that doesn't require them to do a lot of work in readjusting their methods. Okay, and I just want to make sure I've done that. Like, to me, this whole discussion has started because I'm like, oh shit, am I doing that? Like, like I don't want to do that. You know? So, oh yeah, true. Yeah. Do I sound like a good singer? I don't know. Oh, really? I don't know. I sang in the choir when I was in my last church. I loved singing in the choir. I did the I can do the like bass, not bass, more of a deep tenor harmony parts, and that's why they wanted me in the choir because I was often singing the harmony stuff. So I haven't sung in a while, mostly because it hurts my voice these days. My vocal cords don't like it too much. Um, so, but yes, but yeah, like there is that element of my life that I used to sing in the choir. They wanted me in the choir too. That was weird. I'm like, huh. I didn't sound like a. Well, thanks, Michael. That's one of the better compliments of my singing I've ever gotten. But yeah, I mean, I should one of these days. I should just break down hymns. Like, there's a whole litany of hymns. The problem is if I break down hymns, I'm going to run into some of my ancestors' hymns because if you ever look at a hymn in a hymn book and the last name of the writer composer is Ackley, that's one of my direct descendants. So on my mother's side. So, um, but yeah, there's a few hymns in the hymn book that people listen to that are actually some of my direct descendants, like great 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 grandfather kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, that's actually, there might be something valid in that because you focuses your mind on getting what needs to be done to make it work. And I'm all for that. Like, there's the thing about religion is I think it borrows a lot of shit that's just psychologically true, and it's just tapped into that. And I could see one of those things being psychologically true. See, that's the discussion of Christian of using the word spirituality. I don't like to use that word. I don't think we need it. We can talk about how psychology allows you to, if you can envision something and then you start talking that way and you reinforce it that way, and that's just you psychologically going through the process of making sure you succeed. And I'm all down with that. So yeah, there is a desire to be. Hitchens did talk about that a lot. Yeah, a lot of them do. I mean, I don't have a problem with a Buddhist most of the time. They're not trying to take over my government and make me be a Buddhist. Like, okay, like they're not doing that. So, you want your pearl back? Oh, Nietzsche observed that Christianity was a slave morality. Yeah, he did. Like Nietzsche did that. Several others. So, self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, like it's not like so much a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I've done that before myself. Like I have said, okay, you got to focus on this. And, I tell people I still meditate, but it's not a spiritual exercise. It's a mental one. It's like calming myself down, focusing on what I need to focus on. I don't know if that's self-fulfilling prophecy, and I'm certainly not going to go into the old mentality I used to have with some of my Pentecostal congregants who, the blab it and grab it, have enough faith, and you'll have a Cadillac in your front lawn, um, kind of thing. But I can see where that would work. Like you're forming your mind around what you want, and then you're going through the steps of how you're going to get it, and you're keeping yourself motivated until you get there. That's all psychology. That's nothing spiritual there. And so, yeah, it can work. It can work that way. I fall short of Obama's amazing. I remember that. Yeah, they can't dance either. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Uh, I don't know what the studies are on that, Earl. Of, of the thing is, it seems like autistic people have a creative outlet. I know I do. Like I write and I do this. It's a creative outlet. I can sing. I've never learned how to dance because I grew up in a denomination that didn't allow it because it leads to boys and girls touching each other and they might have sex. And so we can't support dancing. Can't have that going to the prom. I have no prom memories, none of that shit because I wasn't allowed to go. So none of it. I don't know if I missed anything, but I have none of it. But yes, but I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's any studies about that. We probably set you off on some sort of research hole at this point, going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, I've seen some that are incredible musicians too. Like I've actually heard a few arguments, like certain famous singers and performers in rock and roll were autistic, um, possibly autistic. So it's like, there's several of them, like they're very introverted in their private life until they get on stage, and then they're fantastic singers, fantastic entertainers, but they do not like hanging around people when they're off the stage. Yeah, I think you're right there, Faye. Like the common denominator of autistic people is their neurodivergence. And I've had people get on here, oh, so you're autistic, so you're retarded, stupid, something like that. Has nothing to do with it, dude. Like it just infuriates me when people say that. Like there's very intelligent people who are autistic. It's just the world doesn't make sense to autistic people because it doesn't make sense in the way that other people think of it. But I just saw a speaker, a female speaker who's autistic, talking about this subject. It's just like autistic people communicate and receive communication and information differently than normals. And they did a test where like autistic people were with autistic people were with normies, and normies were with normies. And the communication problem is between the autistic person and the normie. Autistic people don't have problems talking to autistic people. I thought it was an interesting study result. Like, and normies don't have trouble speaking with normies. It's when they try to communicate with each other or get along with each other or form a society together, it becomes problematic. Like, because they're not thinking, they don't perceive the world the same. And it's very hard to find common ground. So, but yes. Really? That's your weird fact of the day? Didn't know that either. Fair enough. The elder gods have spoken. Uh, yeah, no, Jackie. Like, oh man, like I talked to my Catholic friends and my other Methodist friends, and they were going to the dances, and it's like, well, doesn't your church like speak against that? And they're like, no. Why would it? Well, and I remember when I was like in ninth, 10th grade, I like took this up with the youth leader at the time. I said, why aren't we allowed to go to dances again? And they went into this whole thing about, well, you'll get into that demonic beat of that rock and roll, and you'll be touching a member of the opposite sex that you don't know you're going to get married to, and like there was a whole litany of purity culture bullshit about dancing. And I absolutely, oh my god, it's like now I look back at it and like I'm just like that's just so ridiculous. But at the time, it was like that was the explanation that my denomination gave me. The Assemblies of God had at the time. They didn't want you to dance for those reasons. Like you might actually like they were so afraid of young teenagers boinking, after a dance that they didn't want you to go to dances in the beginning. So, so I don't know. It is an issue in work. Yes. Hey, thanks. Who got that? Christian Dumb. Okay, there you go. Sex and drugs. Yeah, you might end up in sex and drugs. Funny Pete sounds very cool. Yeah, I mean you enjoy bit banging. Yeah, I do too. Whenever I can get it. Been a while though. Could you touch the barn though? Got to go to a Mormon barn square and not. I thought the same thing as Michael. Could you touch the barn though? So, but yeah, like it's one of those weird things. Like, and now it's like one of those things that I like. Okay, how do I make up for that? Like when you get out of faith, you're like so many things you weren't allowed to do, and it's like, how can I experience that? Because I wasn't allowed to do that. Now with dancing, I probably could go to a dance, but I am the people you like and learn how to dance. But yeah, uh, but yeah, like enjoy the structure ballet and tap. I could hide my stems in the movements. To this day, I can't watch a dance performance not reflexively point my toes to the music. Oh, yeah, one idea. Yeah, there we go. There we go. But yes, but yeah, and I can see that. I can absolutely see people like, um, like I still have certain situations where I do that too. But I never learned how to dance because my denomination didn't allow it. So I still don't know to this day. And I'm like, I remember when I was still married, I wanted to try to correct that, and I was trying to find something me and my now ex-wife could do together. And I'm like, why don't we both go learn how to dance? And she wasn't down with the idea. And it's like, I often wonder what would happen if that had worked out. But yeah, the dancing thing. So, but yeah, like it. If I was told, if I was told it was demonic, I would say, "Cool, guide me right to it." So I went backwards. Yeah, like it's the thing though. Like when these denominations make these claims, like I am fairly certain that out there is some church that doesn't allow people to go to dances for the very reasons I outlined. Like that dancing leads to evil shit. But yeah, um, it's just the things that they teach you, and then you get out and you're like you want to experience them. So it's like dancing's still one of those things. I'm fairly certain I'm odd. I'm very klutzy in real life, and I often wondered if I had learned how to dance, I might have trained myself to be less klutzy. And so, like, there's this aspect of regrets that you have when you come out of the faith. So, and that's one of them. I'm not sure how to fix that today, because now it's more of a I got to manage my emotional social battery, and it's like, would dancing drain that or charge it becomes a question. So yeah, you never attended a high school dance. So yeah, that was the other thing. Like you're going to have alcohol at the dance, and we're teetotalers. Like it's like, there's just nothing good in dancing, and it's like, I don't know. I just wanted to, do a waltz with a girl. I mean, come on. So, ah, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Okay. But yeah. You like the name of Christian Dumb? I thought it was funny too. I would absolutely be down with that. Like if I learned how to dance, I'd have to do it with somebody I trusted. And you're one of the people on that list, and it's a short list. So, um, but yeah, I'd be absolutely down with that. Like I am absolutely like I know nothing, like zero. You'd have to start at square one, and I'm probably very stiff because I'm naturally stiff anyway. Um, but yeah, That's just, and I'm getting old too, so I have to stick with stuff I can do without hurting myself. Yes, and you're a dancer. Yes, and you're a dancer. You actually know what you're doing. So I've seen it. So I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. My one granddaughter would actually probably love you because she's so into ballet and tap and all that stuff, and she's damn good at it too. Like she's a natural. That's why they keep her in lessons, because she's really, really, really good at it. Gives her a distraction. So, but yeah. But yeah, she's a natural, and she's just so damn good at it. So the rest of them are like, yeah. The oldest one kind of dropped out because she just wasn't as good at it, and she knew it. So easy asshole, down boy. I know that's not going to work. Square one sounds like a square dance. There you go. Yes. I don't. Evan's not here. Evan kind of expressed that to me in the Discord. Like I've got a lot of stuff in the fire, and I don't know if I can always come. And I'm like, I told Evan, like, somebody else will pick up the puns. Don't worry about that. I wanted to put that, but yes. Yeah, kittens type that. You have two new kittens, don't you? I saw them. They're cute, by the way. Cute kitties. Aso has new cute kitties, and poor Jack doesn't know what to do about it. Pole dance, okay. But yes, but yeah, like that's one of the things that when you grow up in a purity culture, holiness kind of background, that you drop is dancing in some cases, and then you don't get to do it. I don't know why they do that, but I've had this debate though, Bren, before. Are the Sith the bad guys? Are they completely the bad guys? Are the Jedi completely good guys? Like, I think it's a little bit like that's the way they put the dichotomy. But if you look at their philosophy, it's like, wait a minute, bro. Okay, so the German to pick a, but yeah, like games make playing the bad guy infinitely more fun if you're allowed to do it. Although it's not as challenging. I think it's more challenging to play a good character because of the moral restrictions sometimes. Like there's really some people in like Skyrim you just want to nuke, and you can't just nuke them. Yeah, murder kids. I used to go on cruises by myself. I pull the wise I saw wiggling to dance with me when the partner back. Everyone thought I worked for Norwegian. I got free wine all week. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, I've never been on a cruise either. Seems like a lot of humans. You can see what vodka can do on keyboards too, not just murder kittens. Oh, absolutely. I played a villain when I did a play. The acting is something I have gotten to do a little bit of. I did some in the church, but playing the like. I know it's weird to bring this up, but it was when I was in the church. I think I did a play sermon. Like I did a sermon where I took different character roles and did a sermon from their point of view, from an acting point of view. And the funnest ones to do were the people that weren't exactly good guys. Yeah. That nuance of the dark side, so to speak. Good or bad, I agree more with the Sith mindset, but in lore, it will literally kill you. Extreme dogmatism. They're both religions. And that's kind of why I reject them both. So it's like, yeah, the Sith have some good points and the Jedi have some good points, but their methods both suck. Like, so it's kind of like, yeah, you've been praying for me? Well, that's great. Who are you praying to? Acquiring wines want to know, so who are you praying to on my behalf? According to Gannon, and playing the light side should be more challenged. Yes. Yes, they have the best lines. Like villains always have the best lines. They're far cooler. Like I gotta. There's some. Oh, you're playing the Fangs, of course. That's why it's not working. You are the darkness, and I believe in a thing called love. Yes. I've noticed there's a lot of people like you in some respects who are like, yes, I realize the world's a shitty place, but I also believe there's something that maybe can be salvaged here. Maybe, just maybe. Oh, Fangs who art in heaven. Oh my gosh. Thanks. So now I have a writing idea in my head, and I'm not going to be able to get it out until I actually do it. Rewriting the Lord's Prayer with Fangs instead. Oh shit. Yeah, it works as well as God. Yeah. So I guess I'm not again it. So yes, Fangs bunny. I don't know if I'm going to change the avatar on the screen. I'm going to do this one because I love this one. You're welcome, Larry. Job is done. You know, now that I think of it, Cranky, I've got one for you. See, anybody who watches the stream, and I'll announce this at the beginning of tomorrow's stream too, put your version of the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to give you a creative homework. You don't have to do it. It's not for a grade. Might be for extra credit. Rewrite the Lord's Prayer and use Fangs instead. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But put it in the comments section after the stream's over, and I'll announce this all week long. Like I'm looking for versions of the Lord's Prayer, only Fangs is in it instead, because that way I can pursue this creative niche that just went into my brain without actually doing any work. So there we go. Hallowed be thy nibbling. Oh my goodness! But yes. Yeah, I mean, you did it. I saw it. Yeah, you probably did. I did an atheist version of the Lord's Prayer too, but like we haven't done one for Fangs yet, Earl. So you're welcome to beat yourself up. I'm going to probably do mine as well, but I want to see how many different versions we can get of the Lord's Prayer done with Fangs. How do we do that? How do we do that? Like, oh. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah. Per the only, there you go. I, yeah, it's the only Fangs. I've got that somewhere, don't I? I have that image. Earl's in that image, don't I? Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, only Fangs. We've done only Fangs before. So there you go. There you go. Oh, I watched some of the Clone Wars on CNN Alt Swim. I remember Owen arguing with Duchess Satan regarding the Obi-Wan's position was way more reasonable. Or being neutral is weird. Yes. Yeah, she belongs to the cranky fans. Pass the mushrooms, please. So you're going to work, huh, Jackie? The Lord's Prayer with Fangs is the one being prayed to. This is what we're looking for. This is, I don't know if I can, it's a contest or anything, but I am, after the stream's over, put it in the comments, your version of the Lord's Prayer, but done to Fangs instead. Fangs will probably completely ignore all of these based on established lore, but it's worth a try. We need another religious ritual. We've got the circumcised carrot, but I don't have a ritual of prayer yet. I suddenly realized it's a huge gap in the lore. Like there is no there is no prayer to Fangs. We have the Fang Damnets, the 13 Fang Damnets, but we don't have any of that. And it was playing the stream when the soundtrack from the short at the same time made me think something was happening. It happens some. It happens. YouTube is a weird place. The algorithm is weird. But yes, I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this all week. I want to see if there's any. Well, Friday I will take all of them, and maybe we'll put them in the stream and evaluate which one of them is. So, but yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. All right, but yeah. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Ron. There we go. Council of the Jolly Green Giant. Okay, there you go. But yeah, like I think what we can do here is, I'm gonna let you creative types go to work. I'll probably do one too, like, and I'll probably release mine on Friday. But we'll do a first half of finishing up Apologia and his analysis of the Alex O'Connor and Council of Trent debate, Trent Horn, and then we'll end it with some Fangsology time with the Lord's prayers revealed. So, Lord Fangs is my bunny. I must now hop. That's a different prayer, but it's still pretty good. There we go. Prayers to Fangs. Prayers to Fangs is the contest this week. We'll see what I can't give any money for this or anything because all of that, but I am very interested to see what you creative types come up with. That would be awesome. I'll announce that at the beginning of next stream so that everybody knows that. So it'll be on one of the regular announcements for a while. But yes, we've done only Fangs. We've done a bunch of stuff, but we have no prayers to Fangs. So I need to see some prayers to Fangs. So we're going to do that. All right, I got to run. Thanks everybody for a great stream. I hope everybody kind of learned something about, how transitioning from being a pastor to being an influencer might still have some residue there. Hopefully the beginning part of the stream. I tend to get derailed by chat by the end of it because that's their goal. Yeah, we have the council. They have Trent and Nicaea, so we can have the council of Jolly Green Giant. I think that's fair. That's fair. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. Didn't quite get the hat though, and it was close. Makes me sad. I gotta thank Hell's Bells, Josh, Mike Hill twice, the Cranky Ones, the Elder Gods made some more of you citizens. And Ron also gave a gifted membership, so thank you very much for supporting the channel. Appreciate you all. Thanks everybody for stopping by. May Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he purify all of your religiously corrupted vegetables with his pointy teeth. If you need warm fuzzies in your life from a religion, we have baby Fangs, the greatest warm fuzzy giver ever in the world. And you can just look into those big eyes and get all the warm fuzzies you'll ever need from a religion. If you need a religious ritual, just make sure you circumcise a carrot and leave it on your stash or anything else that's valuable for you. Fangs will probably maybe take the carrot instead of the stash, but he might take both, or he might just take the stash and leave the carrot for you to eat. It's like all religious rituals, it has the same effectiveness. So thanks for that. Be wary of the presuppossums out there. They're out there. Be careful. Guide yourself. Appreciate it. That's just a public service announcement from the Rabyd Atheists. So there you go. Thanks everybody for stopping by. And as always, folks, live your best life. You only get one go around and then it's over. So you don't want to take all your time, money, and opportunities, give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, and to make this a better world. You'll be happier if you do. And don't waste them on the trappings of religion and faith, because that's a dead end. I speak from experience. And as always, folks, thanks for stopping by. I will catch you all tomorrow. We'll see what the topic will be, but I'm sure I'll think of something this evening while I'm at work, like I always do. So thanks everybody for being here, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 7. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end to find out how you can support the channel better. Of course, there's always the normal notions of just hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, and share the video with your friends and family that you think would be interested. That's always very appreciated. If you want to support the channel in a more tangible way, there's several options. You can super chat or super thanks in the comments or during a stream. Those are always very welcome. But you also can become a member of the channel. Members have certain perks like getting the videos early, things like that. They also have some good custom emojis during chat. So all of these things are good benefits to members, but they also support this channel and its work to continue to normalize atheism and deconversion, for which I'm very appreciative. It keeps me going, and it keeps me as a content creator being able to do more and more as a content creator. So if you choose those methods of support, thank you very much. And I appreciate you once again for staying to the end and listening to other ways that you can support the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll catch you next time.